Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to International Racing League, round number 2 in Russia, with the top tier of IRL F1. As we saw last week, we had a very action-packed race in Australia, where we actually did a C4 car crash in turn 1, and we then saw the predictable Matthew Order taking another win in his IRL career. And it also got the new system, what we've got in qualifying, the 2 fastest lap points in quali if you get first. So he has 27 points in the Drivers' Championship already, so he's got a big lead, almost 10-point lead already to Jamil. And unfortunately Jamil can't make it today, so he's going to actually extend that lead even more. And he is looking very strong around Russia today, so hopefully he can have a good result. In the Constructors, on the other hand, Alpha Male with Lewis, Curtis and Matthew have had a good start to the season. At the moment they have 39 points. With AlphaTauri in second place with 24 points, and then McLaren with Ollie Favell and Joe Hollis with 15. But unfortunately, Joe Hollis isn't here today, so Ollie will be taking the weight for the McLaren team and see what they can do. As it's going to be a very interesting qualifying session, and hopefully we can see some good action on track, and hopefully some possible wet weather racing. My co-commentator will join me later on, Mr. Paco Suarez. He's just a bit late at the moment, but he will be joining us later as we move on to qualifying. And the skies look pretty clear for qualifying that, as we have a 17 car grid, as we will get everything up and running. And we do have a new reserve, if it lets me select him. It's Bugatti Alfie then in 11th place in the McLaren today. He is a reserve for the McLaren team. But he is here today, and let's see what he can do on the grid, because he has a Red Bull of Lee Kelly leaving the garage, and he is the first one to leave the pit lane. So we'll go on board with Mr. Lee Kelly. There's a Mercedes, Ferrari and a McLaren getting ready to leave as well, as Lee leaves the pit lane. And it looks like he actually didn't seal pit limit there quick enough, but he is out on track. See what he can do. Good evening, Marcel. It's good to see you back, and it will be great to see you hopefully race them off the F2 tier. Very good grid indeed. And here comes Lee Kerr then. So he's been back in the F1 tier. Last season he was in F2. Season before that he was in the top tier. He originally started in the F2 tier, and he's improved a little bit, getting up to speed and getting a bit of consistency, so hopefully he can have a bit of good luck today. And let's see what he can do in the Red Bull. But right now he's currently the first one to begin, who will be beginning a flying lap. He's currently in sector 2 as Paco Suarez has joined, so he will be joining the party very soon. Hopefully it's in the next couple of seconds. But right now then, Lee is approaching where Ollie in FP got absolutely destroyed by Brandon Lewis, and those penalty points from Lewis, those 2 penalty points did get added, so he's on 2 penalty points now, his first penalty points of the season. And Cameron Young has also got a qualifying ban after he blocked Ollie Flavell in Australia, so unfortunately Cameron will be at the back of the grid today. As here comes Lee Kerr around the final 2 corners then to begin his flying lap. And the lap has begun then. Down the straight he goes. And thank you for that little hashtag best commentator, Mr. Marcel, as he comes down the straight then. People who call that turn 1, I don't really class that as a turn, to be honest. As now this, in my opinion, is the proper turn 1. So into turn 1 and 2 he goes then. As we're going through a TP pod. Doesn't invite it. Keeps the car under control there. Takes the shortest line possible there to be quickest around here. Through the flat out left hander now into turn number 4. Nice and tidy exit there from him. He's just about to finish off sector 1 then, so he's a 32.9 at the moment. Isn't the quickest I've seen him around here in sector 1. I am expecting these guys probably to do 30s in sector 1. But right now then, Lee Kelly picking up the pace. As we'll go yellow flag for the other Red Bull, that is Santos. Can't see Martique in that, in 5th place. I think slowing down, getting ready for his flying lap. And we have a 17 car grid, so that's even better this week. As Lee Kelly then, down the straight he goes then. More yellow flags, people begin their flying laps. Purple in sector 2 for Lee Kelly, obviously since he is the first one to start. A bit of a lock up there on the right front tyre. Really fighting the car there, trying to keep the car under control. Cameron retires there, so that is his getting his sail up on the car. And here comes Lee Kelly on the final chicane. It's very tricky to get right. We did see a massive crash between Paco, Mia and Ross last week there. So Sohag moving out of the way for the Red Bull. And here comes Mr. Lee Kelly then. Round the final corner. Let's see what his personal best lap time will be. And it's currently a 31 flat, as that is an average lap time, as I think IFL is just about to finish the lap. And that is actually Alfie. Alfie then has moved into first place with a 30.2. And there's Rocco, 30.1 there in first place currently. So not bad laps there from him. And then we Traeger in the other Williams. I believe that's Benny, I believe. He gets fourth, and then Nino Romanello picks up the pace with a 30 flat. So already in the 30s then. As we go on board with Kevin Harrison, the runner-up at the F2 title last season. Former F2 champion. First time in the top class. And he had a good result last week. He had a very good awareness of the crashes, and my co-commentator has made it to the party, so it's great to see Mr. Paco Suarez here.
Hello everyone. Sorry for being late, but
it's alright.
But yeah, busy day.
It's a very busy day indeed for you, but Mr. Paco Suarez, Kevin is just about to finish his flying lap right now. Everybody else has done mid-30s to low 30s, and Fleddy just on the 30 flat there, just 2,000s off, and Lewis Curtis already breaks into the 29s, 29.5 there. As Kevin then comes around the final corner and does a 31.5 there, 9th place on medium tyres.
Yeah, really solid lap. I have to say, I mean, first impressions, quite surprised. 17 drivers, you know, really good turnout. And I have to say, right now, the times, Luis again being on top, but we can see Matthew Alder, you know, immediately putting a 129 flat. Yeah, I believe he could get to the 128s, I believe. He said he could do 28 highs. So we will see. I mean, do you expect to see Luis as good as in Australia, or will Matthew Alder, you know, dominate like he has been doing the whole previous season?
Well, to be honest, Lewis has been quite close to Matthew. Like, we see in Matthew doing a 29 flat already, as Brand's just done a 30.1. Matthew has done a 28.7 or 28.6 apparently is his personal best. Lewis, I've seen done a 29 flat, so he's only a couple of tenths off. And we saw that last time around at Australia, and he actually then caught up with strategy. So, to be honest, highway ain't really that much of an issue around here, so it really depends what Lewis can pull out of the car. But no, it could be a possibility. Let's have a look then. So everybody else actually peeling into the pits, and nobody's actually on actual flyers right now, I don't believe. Yeah.
Trying to check. No, there's no one on the lap right now.
Ollie,
yeah, he crashed. He crashed 1 minute ago. I don't know if he crashed or... Yeah, I believe he crashed. He's actually...
Yeah, his car just disappeared.
Yeah.
That's interesting, because... Yeah, that is very interesting. Oh, is Sandro on a lap?
No. He's on 0 ERS, but what I don't know if he's... Yeah, he's going to the pits.
Yeah,
right now, I believe, yeah, there's no one on the lap. Everyone is on the pit right now, or they are going to the pits. We have 11 minutes remaining. So, yeah, we're going to have some time to chill a bit.
Yeah, that is true. Let's talk about last week, though, at Australia. We had a very action-packed race where we saw Kevin have a good race and also a couple of crashes and a couple of safety cars. The topic of the day, though, do you think there's going to be another 3 safety cars for Russia this weekend?
Actually, I don't know what to say. I think it's going to be an interesting race. Taking into account last week, I have to say last week was special in terms of what happened, you know, the safety cars, the drama, you know, the penalties, because we saw Lickle and Cameron with 15 and 12, was it, or something like that?
Yeah.
So I believe this is not going to happen today, although Russia is known for the for how easy, you know, it is to get penalties. But I hope we can see some good action for the fight for the podium. And for the win, I believe probably it's going to be between Matthew and Luis, if Luis is able to follow Matthew.
Yeah, I've got to agree with that prediction as well. Right now, Lee K's on an outlap, but a new driver today who is actually doing his debut race is Alfie. He's currently in 8th place as Bugatti. He's in the McLaren today since Joe couldn't make it, so it'll be good to see what he can do today as well. Doing a 30.2 as his banker, so I'm guessing he's probably going to do a mid-29. But Paco, if you want to go on board with Lee Kelly, he's about to begin his flying lap.
Okay, so there we go. Leroy Kelly in the Red Bull right now. He's about to start his lap, going through the final corner. Really important to have a really good exit, since you can gain a lot of time at the start of your lap by having a good exit. You open DRS quite soon on the straight. I think this is one of the longer DRS zones that you have in the whole calendar, I believe. Probably Mexico is up there. Really heavy braking here, really easy to invalidate the lap, but he has a really good exit from turn 4. Turn 5, you have to stay over the curb to gain the most time that you can gain. We can see Matthew ahead. Let's hope he doesn't block Lee. He doesn't. Turn 6, now heading to turn 7, I believe. That banana, if you can call it like that, you can easily lose it, as well as here. We know this track has a lot of 90 degrees corners, which are quite technical. But we can see Lee actually having, I would say, a decent lap. Now this long straight that has a sort of a parabolica, but I believe it's the stadium section. Really heavy braking, where Carlos Sainz back in 2015 had a big crash in the FP2 due to a braking failure. But we see here really good exit. He will have to watch out the curb over here. He cannot go over it or he will lose time. But really smooth run, and I believe this is going to be a 130 low. I would be surprised if it isn't. Now the final corner, going down to third quickly, upshift to fourth, and that's a 129.5, and it's enough to be 3 thousandths ahead of Lewis. Impressive lap from the Irishman.
Yeah, I can't agree more. You know, in practice he was doing mid 30s with bankers and then doing 30 flats. So Lee Keller instantly improving his time in the second place. So good luck there from him. But I know Lewis Kurt's probably going to improve. Somebody just did improve. I'm guessing that's the Red Bull, the other Red Bull driver, Sante Motorcane, I believe it is. He's in fourth currently with a 29.6.
Yeah, I mean, both Red Bulls actually doing an impressive job, and we can see more drivers finishing the lap right now. I believe the next one to finish, it's Fleddy. I believe it's Fleddy on the Alpha Tauri. No, actually he has cars ahead, but I don't know if they are about to start a lap. Yeah.
So Lewis Kerr,
no, they are actually in a lap.
Lewis is invalidated then, so he's messed his lap.
Yeah, so let's stay with Fleddy. That did a 29.7. He improves 2 tenths and a half, but he stays on the same position, so yeah. Yeah, Brandon. Brandon is no, he has invalidated right now, looking for drivers. Who are in the Alpha? Yeah, Matthew Older. So yeah, I believe Matthew Older will be the next one to finish a lap. Goes down to third. Doesn't go over the curb. Really smooth run as always. Final 2 corners. You have to go over the curb as much as you can without invalidating, and that's a 29 flat. He only improved 27 thousandths of a second, but it's enough to improve his previous time. And well, yeah. What else can I say? You know, is what we expect from Matthew Older.
Well, yeah, that is true. We do expect that. As we're on board with Brandon Villas, he's just gone into the pit lane, so he's aborted his lap.
No, Sondra has invalidated. Kevin is about to cross the finish line.
Oh, we're on board with Kevin then. As he comes across, he's completely shafted. That, he's into the wall, and that's a big chunk of his front wing gone.
Yeah.
And he needs to spin that car around ASAP, and he needs to hurry back to the pits. He wants to get another run. You don't want to hit that left rear tyre. You don't want to get suspension damage. But Kevin then in 13th with 31.5 then on mediums. Not finding grips yet on the soft tyre. But hopefully he can improve, as I don't believe anybody is actually on an actual flyer. I think everybody else is pitting. What about Lickle? Is he on a lap? Lickle isn't, no, so I think everybody is pitting.
Yeah, right now, I mean, I have to say Russia is a straightforward circuit to know who's on a lap and who's not, since almost everyone go out at the same time, they do their laps, and yeah, basically when you see everyone has 1 or 2 laps on their tires, yeah, that's over. So interesting qualification until the moment. We have still 5 minutes remaining, but I have to say the midfield, like from Nino to Brandon, there are like 5 drivers in less than a tenth.
Yeah, that is true, and it's kind of worrying because I did a 30 flat earlier on, so it's kind of worrying for them being in that area. So F2 would actually just be fighting for 6th, to be honest, with the top guys. So
Well, Jared, we know that it's easy to say, oh, I can set this, but another completely different thing is to actually set the time. I mean, you have to keep your pressure, well, you have to keep your nerves down, and it's actually quite difficult to set a good lap here, but it's true. I actually agree that Rocco, Bran, Nino, Alfie, and Lico as well, they should be doing better times than what they are actually doing.
Well, that is true, and well, when I was with the practice session earlier on with them, there was a couple more guys doing 29, so I expect Nino to do a possible mid-29. He has got the pace to it, and especially if Lee Kelly's doing a 29.5, you know, even Lee Kelly said to himself that Nino's faster than him, so don't count out Nino for a possible podium race today. As everyone is in the pit lane, except Lewis Bassman. Lewis Bassman is on an outlap.
He likes to be different, you know, he likes to do different things. Oh, that was a save. Yeah. So he's about to start his lap.
He is indeed. Oh, go on board it then through the final couple of corners then. So let's see if he gets a good enough exit. And he gets an average exit there, so pretty decent.
Not bad.
To be honest. And,
yeah, average. I would say average.
DRS active then. Down the straight he goes. As you said, probably one of the longest straights on the calendar, but Mexico's probably longer. But here he goes then. Down into turn 1 and 2. Keeps it just within the line there. That was very close. Could easily invite it. So the fast left-hander here, Paco. He's literally riding that curb. It's the exit curb into the entry. Nice entry there from Lewis. Let's see what his first sector is, and it's going to be a 32.7. Don't know if that's quick or not. Ooh, bit of a lock-up.
Not bad, not bad. I would say it's not a bad first sector at all.
Let's see what he can do with the rest of the sectors then, as he's coming up to a very tricky section. If you hit that sausage curb, your car is going to go airborne.
Yeah.
Now, the next long straight, the second DRS zone. Decent next day into 5th gear. Activates DRS, down the straight he goes.
I have to say, taking into account that it's Lewis Bassman, you know, that last season he was in F2, he's actually doing a really solid time. I mean, he's doing the line correctly, you know, he's hitting the apex, and he's having good exits. I mean, maybe it's not, you know, Matthew's time, but it might be enough to get into the 130 lows.
Yeah, I have to agree, you know, he won the title in F2, and he's moved to the top tier, you know, it was a big jump, and he's already adapted, you know, him and Kevin have been doing very well. Oh, and he runs really wide like Kevin, but he actually sets the lap, to be honest. He's
1,000 of a second ahead. 1,000 of a second ahead of Lee in 4th seconds. Well, 4,000 of a second ahead of Lewis, but I would say that's, I mean, we didn't specify that you couldn't do that, I have to say, but if someone reports it...
It's questionable.
Yeah, it's questionable. I completely agree there.
Lewis is on a lap right now. Paco, if you want to go on board with him, he's just beginning to see if he can get on pole position.
Alright, let's see. Lewis Cortis right now taking turn 3, that is. Getting a good exit of turn 4. Going up to 7th, as we have said multiple times. Getting over the curb, really important. And here you really have to hit the apex. Going over the curb. Really good exit again. Goes up to 6th. 32.5, that's faster than Lewis Bassman's sector, so that at the moment he would be ahead of the Racing Point driver. And let's see here, he has to really watch out to not invalidate the lap. He has an average exit, but still holds on. Goes up to 6. Doesn't lock up here. Solid exit. And really large DRS. So I would say Russia overall has the longest DRS zone in addition. And doesn't locks up a little bit. He doesn't improve in the second sector. I mean, he does, but not his second sector, is what I mean. Goes down to 3rd. Really good exit. Has to watch out to not lose the back end. Really easy to do. Here, as he hits the curb on the exit, as Lewis Bassman retires, he thinks he has done enough in this session. And watch out for the exit as he closes in 29.2 without going wide, and he improves Lewis Bassman time 2/10 away from Matthews. We can see someone improve. That was Brandon Villegas. Yeah.
Good lap there from Brandon then, as I believe
Williams
is, he's actually invalidated there.
Yeah. a Mercedes is actually about to cross the finish line. I believe that's legal, but he invalidated as well.
3.3.
Yeah, it was actually a decent lap, but yeah, not enough though. And the next one, I believe is Fletty.
Invalidated.
He invalidated.
Is this Sondre going round? It is Sondre.
But
He completely cuts it. He absolutely
what's up for
corner.
Alfie? What's up for Alfie? He gets just behind Luis, and what's up for Satsu because he actually improved Luis' time. So
he's in second. Wow,
yeah.
Good lap indeed. 29.2. Matthew is on a lap. Oh, Matthew's hit the wall and he didn't improve. So maybe the 28's well reach for him today. Brandon's improving.
And what's up for Brandon? Yeah, he will be the last one, I believe, to cross the finish line. As Kevin just ahead crosses the finish line, he doesn't improve.
5. So he's on mediums then, or whatever tyre he wants to choose.
Let's see what Brandon does. Oh, he doesn't want to improve. He wants to stay 12. So he wants to start some mediums. You could see there how he braked, right? I think he was about to do a 29, probably high 29. But yeah, I think he preferred to have, free election of tires. So interesting tactics by Brandon Glover.
Yeah, very interesting tactics indeed. He's banked sandbagging there on the pace, so we could easily know he could get in the 29s. But here is the official qualifying results then. Matthew Orr then, not a surprise, takes the 2 qualifying points, so now he has 29 points to his name and he has a 11-point lead in the championship. Santi Marcaine in second place, Lewis Curtis, decent third, Alfie on his debut race in fourth place, Lee Kelly, decent fifth place, Lewis Fassman, great to see him in sixth, Freddy seventh, Brandon Villegas in eighth, Nino Romanella in ninth, Betrega in 10th, Rocco in 11th, Brandon Glover in 12th, as I said, he's sandbagging, Sondre in 13th, Kevin Harrison in 14th, Edward in 15th, Cameron in 16th, and I believe Ollie Favell is in 17th place after he DNF'd in qualifying.
So, we're heading to the race, and
very conditions.
Could we have some rain?
I hope we have some rain because it could spice it up. Some of the drivers have been wishing for a bit of rain, like Ollie, Cameron, and Lewis Curtis, which could probably put Matthew off his game. But right now, it is dries, and we wait for everyone to pick their race strategies. And let's go with the prediction then. I'll start off this week. I think let's do top 4. I think Matthew will take first, Lewis second, Ollie may get a lucky third. He showed some good pace last week. And fourth place, I'm going to give Bran. I think he could be up there today in fourth if he gets the strategy right.
I think it's going to be interesting, and now that it's cloudy, I think people will have to take into account that because sometimes the medium just work better in cloudy conditions. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. Just before the formation lap kicks off, what would your prediction be for the top 3?
Well, I did say the top 3, Matthew, Lewis and Ollie.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that is a solid top 3 in my opinion. I think that's what it's going to be, but we could be completely wrong, we could even see Sondre somehow win a race. It has happened before where he's beaten Matthew in an equal car. But the conditions could change, it could rain, so we don't know what's going to happen. But let's have a look at tyre strategies right now. The top 10 obviously got to start on the soft tyre. But Rocket Walsh and Brandon, Sondre, Kevin, Edward and Cameron all on the medium tyre. Then it's Mr. Ollie Flavel. Now he's gone soft. Now this could instigate that there is possible rain very early on. Or it's just a choice he wants to make, go on soft tyres and be aggressive at the start as well. But it is a 1-stop anyway, soft to medium or medium soft. It's not a 2-stop. There's no point in doing a 2-stop because it would be slower. But yeah, it's going to be a very interesting race today as we go back on board with Matthew then in first place, leading the formation lap.
Just before they get, I'm going to say my prediction, despite nobody asked. But yeah, I just want to feel important, for once. Yeah, Matthew's going to win. I believe Alfie is going to finish second. And Luis Curtis is going to stay in third. So yeah, Matthew and Luis are going to stay in the same positions, but I believe Alfie could have some pace we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, you know, Alfie, I have to also agree that Alfie is a contender to be up there today. You know, it is his debut race. He is a quick driver, of course. So hopefully he can get a good result today. In fourth at the moment, and he could, you never know, he could even win the race. So as I said, it's the top tier. Anything can happen. We saw a massive crash last week. Hopefully we don't see that this week. Hopefully we see a different winner, of course. But you know, Matthew Older is a very good guy at prediction, and he usually is up there. He's only lost last season. He only lost 2 races. So is he gonna be able to stop that streak happening? Could he win every race this season and become a 5-time world champion? Only time will tell, as the light sequence will begin very shortly.
And yeah, final cars getting into their grid position. So yeah, this is about to start.
Well then, if you could check the back in case there's a massive chaos in turn 1. So it's got a bit darker actually, just a couple of seconds there. The light sequence then is beginning. And we're at 5 red lights, and the lights are out, and it's a great start from Matthew, and also from Lewis. Oh no, Lewis gets actually bogged down a little bit, and the Red Bull and the McLaren in behind, already making an overtake. Alfie, Santos almost clips Lewis's rear tyre there, and could have ended in a massive crash. But right now, look at the dive bomb there from Lewis Bassman. Lewis Bassman sent it, and Alfie's round. Alfie is round, and he is now got a lot of work to do to get that.
I'm sorry, Alfie.
Cameron there, around the outside. Right now, and he's going on the outside there, on the inside now into turn 4, on the inside of the Williams driver now. And
what an overtake by Ollie.
Yeah, great move there from Ollie. Got the attacking instinct. Oh, there's a bit of carbon fibre damage there. Cameron.
Yeah, Ollie as well. Ollie as well. And McLaren.
No.
Yeah, a lot of damage there. That's a lot of damage.
It is a lot of damage indeed. And Lee Kelly there into 5th place right now, trying to catch up on Lewis Bassman, but I didn't really see what happened at the start. All I saw, Lewis Bassman made a dive into turn 2, and it just looked like Alfie got collected, and unfortunately he did spin round. And Lewis has to be careful. He's only got 2 penalty points this season, so you know he has to be careful that he doesn't want to get any more, because if you get 20, it's a season ban.
Well, I mean, he has an 8. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you are, yeah. Good wish could be on 8 points like Mr. Paco Suarez, but you know, it is what it is. Right now, Brandon Vilgas is very feisty. Yeah, he's got Nino all over the back end of him. Oh, look at Nino in the Ferrari, Italian.
Yeah, Nino's making that overtake.
Good overtake there. Ooh, actually, Brandon defends, runs off wide a little bit there.
Questionable.
It's questionable, yeah, as Cameron then peels into the pits for a new front wing. Hopefully he keeps going. But right now, though, is the grid messed up right now, or is this the actual grid? Just I believe.
No, it's messed up. Ollie is not in 7th. He has front wing damage.
Yeah, I was going to say Ollie in 7th. Cameron's definitely not 8th piece in the pits. But right now we see Matthew in the lead. Obviously, he isn't really getting challenged that much. The racing point of Lewis is though.
I believe, yeah, now it's getting fixed. But yeah, the only part that was weird was from Cameron in front, you know. But now it's getting right, yeah.
Well, as it says, Cameron's at first, even though he's still in the pit lane. But right now, the one board with Lewis Bassman here right now. Yet again, another racing point is doing a very good result. You know, this was like Kevin last week. He was in 5th place, and also 4th. And now Lewis Bassman's in 4th, just ahead of Lee Kelly.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't think Lewis Bassman has the pace to stay there. I believe the guys behind will actually be faster. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe he does better than what I expect.
Sure, we see an overtake further down the grid. That is Kevin Harrison making a move, or trying to make a move on Ollie Favell there. And right now he's got the other kind of Alfie on the inside as well. So he's got to be
so Ollie didn't pit. I've just now realized that he didn't pit. He stayed out.
It might be minor damages. Has he lost an end plate though? He has
yeah,
lost
exactly.
An end plate.
Probably it's yellow, but probably he believes that it's not worth it to pit now. So he'll probably pit lap 7, lap 8, and put mediums and just go from there.
Yeah,
well, and Lewis Bassman.
Oh, just missed that. Also missed an overtake on Brand. Brand's now just made a move on the Williams driver, Rocco Walsh.
What's out, Lewis? Lewis Bassman going round the outside on turn 5, I believe that is. Will he send it down the inside? No, he doesn't. Sleep breaks really late and keeps the position. But yeah, that was a really good attempt by Lewis Bassman, who tried to recover that position lost. But yeah, I mean, as I said, I don't think he has the pace to be there right now.
Yeah, that is true. You know, as you can see now, Lee Kelly's just got ahead of him. You know, so then these two were fighting in the F2 tier last season. So Lee has now got his consistency. So maybe Lee now maybe thinking back at his head, if he had this consistency last season, he could have possibly been fighting for the F2 title. But already, Mr. Bottlehaug himself in 12th place has already picked up the first 3-second time penalty on lap number 3.
We actually didn't bet if he was gonna be disqualified or not. But yeah, we'll leave that for any other moment.
We've seen Nino, Nino and Brandon Vilgas say, "Oh, bit of contact."
That was close. No front wing damage, so that's important.
Oh, Nino's diving it.
Breaks. Yeah, I think we know how Nino is, and I think he's not happy with that.
Sandwiched. Oh, this is a very tricky corner. This gives you flashbacks of FP. Right now.
No, don't remind me that, please. I mean, I just had enough.
So right now, though, we can see Fletty there. This is a nice little fight we have here for 5th, well, technically 6th place, but he probably will be 5th if he can catch up with Lewis.
Hold on, Lewis Bassman going for the move. Oh no, he actually lifted off.
Oh, I know what he's doing. He's going to save it. He's going to try the overtake what he tried earlier on. He needs to get a good exit, though.
Or he's just trying to get away from Brandon Villegas, and he just had, because probably he knows he hasn't the pace to be ahead of Lee, and maybe he just want to stay behind.
Oh, we're going to have to go on board with Alfie. He's going almost side by side almost with Ollie there. He's literally on his rear end. Both McLarens there fighting. If I was Ollie, even though he's not your actual teammate, I'll just let him through. You know, you've got wing damage. You know, it might help you in the long run. But right now, Alfie coming back on a recovery.
Yeah, and Alfie, we have to remember, he started in P4. So, yeah, definitely he has some more pace than Ollie. And we'll have to see if he makes the move. But it seems like Ollie's not having it. Yeah, around the outside. But Ollie doesn't leave him, though, and he has the move. Let's see if it's not late, though, because he's about 1 second behind. He will have to push a lot to keep himself under the DRS range.
Yeah, that is true, and Ollie's now coming to the traumatic corner where he got destroyed in FP last week. So right now he's trying to stay with Bugatti. He's trying to stay with the field, to be honest, and soon people will be making their pit stops, probably around about lap 12, maybe lap 10, maybe lap 8. It really depends when these tyres do fall off, as Mr. Nino Romanello is picking up a penalty now.
Second driver to get a penalty, and I was just about to say that with this fight between teammates, Kevin has been able to catch the pack again. He was out of DRS range and he's now back into the fight, we can say. Let's see if he's able to overtake Ollie. It's going to be difficult. Nah, he's not going to do it, but just ahead we can see Sondre, I believe, overtaking Rocco. Will Rocco be happy with that? I don't know. Will he try again sending it? No, it seems like Sondre has a little bit more of speed, and he's now sitting in P11. Yeah.
But yeah, speaking about Sondre, he's been showing absolutely sweating this track. He's done at least 3 hours of practice, and it's not like him to do practice, and he's doing quite well right now in 11th place. He has won the constructors in this tier. You know, it would be a dream if he did win the Drivers' Championship, as he almost did in Season 4, I believe, when it was just one tier. Or I think Season 3, I can't really remember. But Bottlehaug went in 11th place, even though with a penalty, he's doing quite well on the medium tyre.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he has it, as you said, despite the penalties, he's doing quite well, I have to say. And I believe if he doesn't get any other penalty, as you see, you know, everyone at the end of the race will have at least one penalty. As we can see, Lico doing the overtake on Rocco, and he's now up to 13th. It seems like Rocco not having a good race. I don't know if he had damage.
Sorry to cut you off here, Paco. Ollie has got massive damage to his front wing now. He's lost both end plates. He needs to pit. He's got to now. There's no way he can survive around here now. He's doing so much time. And yes, he is coming into the pits.
Did he lose it, or did Kevin crash with him?
I don't know. I can't see any damage on Kevin's end, so it looks clear. But what about Lewis Bassman right now? As you guys want. Oh, actually, what about Nino Romanello? Look how close he is. He's really on a mission right now on Mr. Brandon Vilgas.
Staying behind. Let's see what he does. I mean, I would say he has a little bit more of ERS. We can see Brandon Villegas using the ERS on that corner. And we can see that Luis Bassman tactic was not useful at all, as we can see Brandon closer than ever from Luis Bassman as he locks up massively there. And let's see what happens, because we can see, well, basically from 4th to 14th, they are all in the DRS range. Well, not actually. Brandon, as always, you know, messing that up. But yeah, Brandon is actually the only one that is not in a DRS range. But yeah, well, probably he'll catch up. Remember, he's on mediums. So yeah, as soon as the softs are no longer the optimum tire, yeah, he will start to be faster.
That's true, but right now then, we're going to go on board with Lewis Fassman because look how close he is now. He can just feel that he's now quicker than Lee. Lee maybe have pushed his tyres too much, and he's now starting to struggle with grip. The pit lane, as I said, should be open very soon, so we could see a dive into the pit lane for everybody here, but this is a nice little scrap we have for 4th place actually, because right now the top 3 have pulled away. Already 7.3 seconds from Lee Kelly to Lewis Curtis, and then add that from the leader, it's actually 9 seconds. And speaking about Lewis Curtis, he's just made a move on the Red Bull driver of Santu 37, so the Alfa Romeo have got a 1-2 here, Paco.
Again. And like last week, so yeah, I believe now Lewis is gonna try and catch Matthew. I don't know if it will be possible, since we can see, the ERS. There's a difference, but we'll see what happens. Is behind, there's no attempt of fall. Well, actually, yeah, Lico on the inside of Sondra Sorhaug that has no other alternative than just stay behind Lico and see how Lico start to.
Lewis just got 3 seconds. Oh, she's already bottled it. Pressure getting to him.
I believe Matthew will get one at least.
Oh yeah, he was struggling. I believe it's turn, I don't know, probably turn 8. I believe it is in the actual thing. I don't know what turn it is, but it's a little right-hander. But Santu is literally suddenly got another penalty. He's now 6 seconds worth of penalties now. He needs to be more careful with the penalties. But Nino Romeo again, really close.
Nino sending it. Down the inside he goes. Yeah, he gets a 3-second time penalty. That's 6 now, I believe. Yeah, 6 seconds. So he has to watch out with the penalties, because I mean, if he keeps it like that at this rate, by the end of the race he'll have 21 at least. And yeah, yellows in sector 3.
That's a Mercedes.
That's
Edward.
Legal.
Edward's made a mistake. Had
Does
he
he
got
have
damage?
No.
No, it looks like he just lost it on the curb, I think.
Yeah. Not the race he wanted. Not the wanted comeback to the racing.
He's all over the back of Lewis. Now Lewis Fassman's all the back of Lee Kelly. So, God, are they actually? Oh no! Lewis Fassman has a bad exit. Look at Brandon Vilgas now. He's on the inside. He's
side
literally at 6% ERS. And look at that, Lewis then with the 55%. He's just like, nope, I'm keeping this, and holds 5th place for now. But this is a great battle right now for 4th.
And people should actually, I mean, Fletty, that is the last one on soft on that train. I believe he should start wondering, to do the undercut of mediums, because on Russia the undercut is actually quite powerful. So why not thinking about going into the pits? I think it would be an ideal move by Fletty, and let's see if he in the end does it.
Yeah, I think you're quite right there. I think that would be a great idea. He's not going to be in traffic. He's going to be in clean air. Maybe in a bit of traffic with Cameron, but Cameron's on new softs, but he'll have to pit.
I mean, we'll have to wait and see. I believe the gap is enough to be just ahead of Cameron. But it's true that a Cameron, it's quite fast. So we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, and Lee creating a massive train there. I mean, it's just insane. As Rocco again overtaken now by Alfie, but this time he doesn't want to give up that easy, as he tries to hold down the inside, but Alfie in a great defensive move around the outside keeps the position, and that's Alfie on P12. And yeah, next objective, next target. It's Sondre.
Yeah, he did get past him early, so he must have made a mistake. I think I did catch it when he made a mistake. Like, he dropped down a couple of positions, then that's when Edward made a mistake. So maybe Alfie's thinking, well, these tyres are getting a bit too hot, too heated, and he's trying to catch up with Sondre. So we're going to have to keep an eye on the guys at the front as well, though, with Mr. Nino Romanello. He's just now lost a lot of time.
Oh, watch out, the Williams. Yeah, the Williams is getting close. Yeah, but not close enough to try the move. Right now, we're just on a DRS train.
Oh, Alfie, though. Thinking about it, he's going on the inside. He is sending. No, it looked like he was going to send it then. Sondre, great defensive, and holds a P11 for now, but he's got a lot of cars behind him now. He's starting to pick up a train himself.
Yeah, and well, Brani is really slowly catching the guys ahead. But yeah, at the moment we can see that Brani is the only one. Sondre, I mean, as you said, I think there has been a point where someone made a mistake, and that train we had behind Bran has been lost, So yeah, quite weird what happened there.
Well, Bugatti then making the move now. He's going on the outside, which then will be on the inside. Sundray, easy peasy lemon squeezy, and drops to 12th place. And Alfie then into 11th. He's doing very good overtakes then on his debut race.
Oh, Lee.
Could he get points?
Lee had a really bad accident.
Matthew
we can
in.
see Matthew losing the position. Oh yeah,
Matthew's
he's going in.
So
Everyone is going in.
Oh my God! There's cars coming in left, right, and center. Oh, did Nino hit Lewis? I don't think he did. I think he got let away with it. But oh yeah, he got away with it. Sandra Soha was now 9 seconds worth of penalties. But as you said, a lot of people in the pit lane.
Yeah, and let's see if the stop helps Nino, because I believe he could be ahead of the. Yep. No. He's on the same position. So yeah, I thought he would actually make an overtake in the pits, but he didn't.
Well, it's not really that bad as luckily. Kelly's got a big gap to Lewis Fossman already out of the pit lane.
Oh, and Cameron.
Oh, Cameron there in the mix. The two Welsh drivers fighting it already
Round
into
one.
Goes deep.
He's
Nino,
going
he
for the
cuts the
switch
corner.
back. Yeah. Let's see, soft. Use soft against mediums.
Cameron hasn't got it, has he? Or is he sending it? He is sending it.
He's down the inside. Yeah, that was silly by Cameron.
Couldn't make that work. It's tight. It's too tight of a corner to try and go side by side unless you go to third gear. But Cameron in 15th.
It's Russia. I mean, everything is just 90 degrees corners and tight corners. So yeah, overtaking it's pretty impossible.
Right now though, Matthew in clean air as the top two now peeling into the pits. Santu there is trying to keep up with Lewis, and this could be a nice little scrap. Lewis gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pits. Oh, this is good news for the Red Bull driver.
And I only have one thing for this. Bottle, bottle, bottle.
So right indeed, there's the Red Bull driver then gets a new fresh set of mediums. He comes out of the pit lane. Will this 5 seconds serve on Lewis already, or will it be next time? No, it doesn't. But he just gets ahead of the Red Bull. I can't believe I'm saying this. Sohaug is in second place. And, oh, no, scratch that. He's now in third place. He's getting overtaken by Rocco Walsh.
Yeah.
Sandra's easy pickings now.
I actually thought Sandra would actually try the overtake back, but yeah. And meanwhile, behind we have plenty of faction as there's people coming out of the pit lanes, and I think Brandon Villegas is going to keep the position, but will the Williams overtake Nino? No, he doesn't. He's behind, so yeah, the situation is identical to where we left it on.
Yeah, I've got to agree, you know, but it's the gap between the Red Bull drivers. Look at that, 8.6 seconds. It's Mark Rocco picked up a 3 second as Lewis Fassman then is trying to catch back up with Lee. So I think these guys are going to be scrapping all the way to the end of the race, and I think it's going to be a will away to Sondra now, I believe, on his 12-second worth of penalty. Let's have a look at penalties right now. Yes, he is. Sondra is on 12. Now I believe to get the squalified round he is 20.
Will Kevin try and hold it? Kevin actually tries to defend from Matthew, and he actually does.
Go on, Kevin.
Kevin going around the outside. Come on, Kevin.
Hold him up.
Hold it. Hold it.
On the outside.
Actually,
come on.
he does it. He's still there. Will he try? Oh,
but Matthew
I was hoping for him to do a USA or a FP USA, you know, like I did to Matthew, but unfortunately he didn't.
I remember that. Yeah, I do remember that. But no, great fighting between them. Right now, look at this, another scrap. Edward and Santu fighting for 6th place. I think Edward still needs to make a pit stop.
But to anyone watching this, guys, we are completely objective. I mean, we are not biased towards any driver.
No, we're not biased to Matthew or anything. But Edward then lets the two drivers through, fight it off. And Lewis Kurtz then has got a lot of catching up to do to his teammate. It's almost 3.4 seconds. Oh, look at Matthew. Already getting past his former teammate, Sondra Sohaug. Sondra just lets him through. He doesn't want to fight. And that's clever race there for Sondra. But right now then, Rocco, will the former teammate scrap? Rocco Walsh versus Matthew Older.
The last car.
And
let's see if he's able to defend. Yeah. Oh, never mind.
Has there been an incident? Oh, no.
No, Kevin was about to lose it, but he managed to control the car. Yeah, and we can see Matthew all over Rocco. Yeah, doesn't matter really.
Yeah, he's not going to fight it. Don't see the point. Matthew then.
Come on, Matthew, do it to stop. make this put some emotion.
Well then, Brandon then, 3.2 seconds up the road, currently having a bit of a fun time right now in first place, but it won't be first for long because Matthew isn't that far off. Oh, Nino made an overtake, if I quickly get on board with that.
Yeah, simply straight line speed around the outside. So yeah, really good move by Nino, who's now ahead of Brandon, and next target it's Lewis Passman. Let's see if Brandon was blocking Nino, because I believe Nino had some pace. Some hidden pace, and let's see if now he can show it and try to overtake Lewis Passman.
Yeah, I've got to agree. It's been a while since we've seen these two scrap. I think it was like season 5 IRL F2 when we saw Nino and Lewis Passman have a little couple of fights. So it has been a while. Let's see if they've still got the quickness and great overtakes they can do. But right now, though, Lewis Passman's still struggling to get past Lee Kelly. As we see Williams there, almost making a move on the hat of Brandon. But right now, he's got to buy his time a little bit more and be more patient. But he can't be too much patient because he has got a car behind him, Fleddy. Not that far off, 8 tenths.
Yeah, right now, this is honestly what I heard from Russia. That there can be plenty of drivers, you know, in a DRS range, but due to, you know, the tightness of the circuit, really difficult to overtake.
I have to agree.
And a lot of their tier.
Lewis Kirstenow's going to make a move on so hard, but as we were talking there, Matthew Order has just picked up a 3-second time penalty. So, will Brandon do the bus stop to help Lewis out? But right now, Sohaug keeping Lewis Curtis behind. Is this a tactic? Lewis is going for it though, on the inside.
Sent it.
Oh, Sondre doesn't want to fight that, but he's coming back at him though a little bit there. So
it's right. It's right. That's their spirit, Sondre. Go on, lad.
As the Red Bull driver there, Santu is probably a bit annoyed now that Sondre's in his way because he's got a car now in between him and Lewis. And Lewis looks like he's going to make a move, but here comes Santu then, making an overtake already before the DRS is activated.
Yeah, Lewis doing the same on Rocco.
Yeah, Rocco then, easy pickings, and Lewis Kirsten into third place. So, if the Red Bull driver wants second to beat Lewis, he needs to catch up. He don't have to push that much because he hasn't got penalties, and I believe here, Paco, I believe he won Abu Dhabi because of this. He had no penalties, and Matthew got a penalty at the final couple of laps. So anything can happen.
But I believe that the medium runners right now, I mean the ones that have been since the beginning. By the way, watch Cameron trying to overtake on. Never mind. He tried to have a run around the outside, but he didn't attempt the move. But I believe that the runners that have been on mediums since the beginning have no chance to win unless there is a safety car.
Red Bull driver?
Yeah, the Red Bull. Yeah, overtaking Rocco. Yeah. I mean, we apologize if we not show any emotion, but what can we say? You know, look at that, he opens DRS, wow! No, I mean, it's a DRS overtake, you know.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. Hopefully, eventually, when they do this new regs, that eventually DRS maybe decide to be scrapped, because, you know, I'd like some old-fashioned slipstream, you know, it would be great to see.
Well, did you know that they are planning on expanding the DRS? I mean, if you're 1.5 from the car ahead, you can use DRS.
No, for God's sake. I am annoyed. You know, I think it's time for Brit to take the controls back of F1 instead of the Americans. But Mr. Nino Romanel then, back on at the action right now. Nino Romanel is still trying to catch up with Lewis. He was close earlier on about a tenth and a bit. Edwards not far off, and we'll keep an eye on that fight as well. But here comes Nino Romanel. He's making a possible lunge. He's getting close.
Oh, yeah, really, the Williams as well. Yeah, actually, Brandon put the hearts.
Wait, what?
Brandon
Brandon
fitted. Yeah, I mean, I didn't realize about that. Now I get why he was that slow, but I don't get the decision he has made, because everyone is on mediums, and actually you can make to the end of the race on mediums, but somehow he decided to fit the hards, and that's why he was not being competitive.
That's Matthew then. So yeah, takes the lead of the race as Cameron picks up a penalty for, I believe, pitting or something. I don't know what's happened.
Brandon as well got a penalty.
Did he? Oh, and which one?
Yeah, Brandon Villegas.
Oh, right.
Villegas.
As Lewis Kirsten's lost the position, he's now back into 4th place. Santos has made a move, so is Red Bull driver now thinking he's got a chance to win this race? Right now, he is in a good position. He could easily win this race if the race finished right as we speak. But Brandon right now is in the pit lane, so he's not going to hold him up, and the Red Bull driver has got a lot now to do. He needs to push as Lewis Kirsten moves into third.
Yeah, and look at that, fastest lap. Susansu pushing with everything he has, as Kevin as well makes the pit stop.
Yeah, it's roughly around about the right call to make. It's in my opinion, it is better to start on softs, even though the alternate strategy can be quicker.
Oh, Nino. There he goes, Nino.
Yeah, Nino's really on the plow now. He's making a move, going on the outside.
Oh, look at that. DRS, he has slipstream as well from Lee. Will Luis Bassman try it? No, as Nino
very close.
Locks up, but they still side by side. I mean, amazing there. They were about to hit Lee, but somehow they've kept it clean. But Luis Bassman still round the outside. He loses the position, and he will have to watch out to not lose it to the Williams drivers behind.
Yeah, the Williams have to do a bit of avoiding action there to not hit the rear end. But I've got to say that former teammates from F2, Lee Kelly and Nino Romanello in the Williams when we were racing, man.
Yeah.
You know, perfect teamwork. Maybe a possible pairing next season in the top tier. But right now, currently, 8th is Nino Romanello, and he's ahead of Lewis Bassman, so he is showing that he's got the pace. And now his next objective is Lee Kelly.
Yeah, but I have to say, I don't understand that move by Nino. I mean, I understand he has 6 seconds. He might want to push, but I don't believe he has the pace to get off the DRS race from Lee. So why is he trying this? Like, we'll have to see how it plays off, but at the moment, I don't see any sense on this move by Nino.
That is true. It could easily bite him. You know, he's making these overtakes. It's good to see an overtake. You know, it's good to see battles, but I can also see in Nino's Cameron picks up a penalty. In Nino's point, he needs to do this. He wants to get a good position. He needs to push. Because look, there's cars behind him. Yeah, a couple of them got penalties, but some of them haven't. So Nino has to now decide: is it really worthy to push?
And look at Lee's ERS. I mean,
90%.
Exactly. He has been saving the whole time, so I believe if he wanted, you know, he could get off the DRS range whenever he wants. So interesting tactics by the leader, as we can see Nino struggling again with track limits.
Yeah, to be honest, that turn 2 can be very lenient, as it was very lenient for me in FP. I had to kind of cut the corner to avoid a crash. And it didn't give me a warning, so that can be very lenient sometimes, but you can't really push it that much. Speaking about Thomas Jewell right now, he's actually saying Matthew gets no pens in the Renault in FP, but in equal cars he gets one. So he's a bit salty for FP, as he could have lost it. And speaking about penalties, Mr. Lee Kelly has just picked up a penalty, and now that is 3 seconds to him, so Nino has got a chance to beat Lee.
Yeah, definitely. And meanwhile, behind, quite surprised at Brandon Villegas' pace. Despite using all ERS, with Huts, he's been able to keep himself on the ERS range. As we see the Williams trying to send it down the inside, but he backs off as Luis Bassman goes quite deep. Will the Williams go for traction? He doesn't. And he will probably wait to the next DRS zone to actually try the overtake again on the German driver.
Well, that is true. You know, that was very cautious there for Lewis, even though he dived it. You know, he had a traumatic memory getting a 10-second penalty for his next race, I believe, or I don't know if he finished for the top FP tier. So, you know, he didn't want to mess that up again and get more penalties and more points. So, you know, he's really knuckling down, and he's just trying to keep up with Nino, because right now Nino and Lee are pulling away, and Lee Kelly is using a bit of his ERS battery now. As Kevin tests the new fastest lap, a 33 flat, and Lee Kelly, that is a complete corner cut. I don't know what that was. That was a complete corner cut, that.
Yeah, I mean, well, actually, yeah. And now they're, well, he needs to get one more penalty for actually Nino to be fighting for positions. And surprisingly, the Red Bull from Sansu is still keeping that on 1.2. So, I mean, he has the race there.
He has gained time, actually, Paco, there. He was, what, 1.6 earlier on, so he's now 1.2.
Would there be tactics? I mean, Luis seems like he cannot catch Sansu at the moment. As we can see, the Williams driver lags out of the session. I'm not sure if he will be able to get back.
Oh,
the Tracker.
Hopefully he can make it back. He can rejoin since it is allowed, since finally Cody's did fix that glitch. But I have to say though, speaking about the guys for the top 3, maybe Lewis may play the team game, but remember, last week, he even said, Lewis Kerr said there was no team order between him and Matthew. So, and he has rejoined. So,
Yeah, he's back.
will Lewis follow a team order from Matthew Orders saying if Matthew won't do team orders for him? It looks like he is. Lewis Kirsten fighting for second place. Round the outside.
Rah!
Ooh, very close to the track limit. Still side by side. I hope this doesn't end in a crash. I seriously hope it doesn't.
Why?
Well, you know, I'd like to see Matthew in like 10th place, but you know, gotta have a bit of live action with Matthew fighting for a championship. But he's doing a very good job right now in first, 1.5 seconds.
If I was Sansu and Luis doesn't back off, I would actually stay behind.
Well, limited media. Oh, Cameron is out. He's called it a day then today. He knows he can't do any better. And it's not going to cause because he's retired in the pits. It is a bit of a give up, but you know he knows he's not happy with the result. But Nino right now,
no gaps.
No gaps, yeah. But Nino in fifth. Yeah, I was going to say no gaps at all. So it will fix itself. Hopefully, limited media can give me back my intervals and stuff like that because it is annoying.
They'll probably get it back when they start crossing the finish line.
I mean, that is true, but right now, we can see yellow flags. That is the Renault leading the pits. Lewis Curtis then. Right now, I'm guessing the gap's 1.8 seconds. Lewis Curtis has got the same amount of ERS he has. What about Matthew? Matthew's got 60%.
Oh.
Interesting.
Nino made the move.
Oh, man, I missed that because of these stupid intervals not here. And there we go. There's the intervals, and we've got a 2.3 second gap there.
Oh,
we've seen a crash.
Lee lost it, and he lost the position as well to Luis Passman.
Any damage?
Doesn't seem like it.
Oh, no. Santu was going around the outside. Lewis Curtis got to give him space. Ooh, oh no, Santu was gone off almost, and it almost made him take on. Santu's round, and he's into the wall, and that is front wing damage. So that has basically confirmed that Matthew Older is going to win this race because Lewis Curtis 2.8 seconds away.
Singapore 2008 theories. Luis causing a crash on purpose. Nah, just kidding. But yeah, unfortunate for Sansu really. Like he actually had really big chance to win, and now what? He's gonna be outside the top 10. Probably he will pit for softs. Because yeah, with that damage he will have to pit. And will they be able to catch back? I don't know. I don't believe so.
I think the Alfa Romeo's going to get their first 1-2 of the season right now. Because look at the gap. You know, fourth place is 8.2 seconds off Santu. So let's have a look up to lead from Nino. It's almost a pit stop, and Nino's just picked up a penalty, and he's lagging a little bit. So we're having a bit of issues with Nino's connection. Hopefully he can fix that. But right now, Nino 18.5 seconds. So Santu will be fighting probably for 10th place coming out of the pits, as Brandon has just made a move, as it will not let me select him. As fast lap is held by Cameron at 33, even though he has called it a day.
Wait, who?
Brandon. Brandon's now in 8th place. He's moved up good positions, and I said Cameron has got the fastest lap, even though he has called it.
Oh, okay. I mean, I understood you that someone like called it out for the day, but I didn't understand your Cameron, so yeah, I was confused.
That's alright. Oh, actually, speaking about when I said Santu probably come back out of 10th, he's now at the back. He's got a lot of work to do. He's going to be on fresh soft tyres. The guys ahead are going to be on fresher, but not as fresh, but he's going to have a long fight to get some points.
It's what I told you, that he will need a miracle. I mean, we know he has the pace. He has been fighting Matthew the whole race, but he will need to really push us. Well, quite weird he didn't get back some ERS on the pit, as he has only 14%. But yeah, let's see how he pushes. He will have to basically gain back more than 2 seconds per lap if he wants to have a chance. Yeah, it will be quite difficult, to be honest.
Right now,
it's impossible.
I can't believe I'm saying this. Kevin had a good result. Speaking about Kevin, he just got a penalty. But Kevin last week had a good result in the racing point. Look where Lewis Bossman is. He has no penalties. He is currently in net 3rd place. As long as he keeps on track and everything, because he ain't got penalties or anything like that for today's race anyway. He had a bad result last week, he DNF'd. So this would be a great result for the racing point. And if they just keep scoring little points like this, they could be 3rd in the Constructors. So right now, they're doing a very good job of having little quick paces with one car each weekend now. Kevin last weekend, now Lewis this weekend.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. At the moment, if he stays like that, he doesn't he doesn't need to go for the move. He would actually gain that position just by penalties. So let's see what Luis Bassman decides, but he'll have to watch out because look at Lee. Lee tried to go for the move. He shows on the mirrors of Luis Bassman, but he stays behind at the moment. Really good exit by the Irishman, as we can see Luis going around the outside of Nino. Now has the inside, but he doesn't go for the move, and he obligates Lee to back off. As we can see now, Brad looking tasty on those soft, as he will now try to go for the move. Do you believe Brad could actually be on the podium today?
Well, he's got 3 seconds worth of pen, so he's going to have to make the move and get a gap of 3 seconds.
Yeah.
And it's only like 22 now, so he needs to get a move on and crack on. Basically, get his head down and start pushing. But if he just stays behind, you know, like a old granny going for a charity run to a grocery store, you know, Brandon will just hold 6th place. But right now, he needs to pick up the pace and pass now, because Lee Kelly isn't a guy to mess with. And Lee Kelly isn't a guy to mess with. He just goes for a dive, almost destroys Lewis. Good move.
Yeah, really good move by Brand. He took advantage of that situation. One run the outside, then he had the inside for the next corner. As we can see, Lee again struggling, and Brandon Villegas makes exactly the same mistake as Lee, but he loses even more time than the Irishman. So, yeah, unfortunate for Brandon that, I believe, being on the hards, he might have better pace than the mediums by the end of the race. But yeah, and Brandon making another place. Next stop, Nino.
Yeah, there's Lewis then. Brand's overtaking him, so Brand, lap 23, he has got what it takes to take 3rd, but Lewis is coming back at him.
No,
Brown on the outside, is he? I don't know, actually.
He doesn't have the try. Well,
he might have him. Oh no, he backs off. He could have gone side by side there, pushed Brand off, give him another penalty. Yellows and in sector 1. That's a Red Bull, I believe, going slowly, or Mercedes, possibly.
I think it's legal, might be legal.
I'll go on board with that. He might have damage. Oh no, it might be Sondre. He's going slowly. It is. Sondre's gone really slow, but he ain't got damage. Has he got a puncher or something? No, he's just gone really slow, letting people through. Maybe it's a pit stop technique, so he can get the fastest lap. But right now, they're back on board with Bran and Nino, fighting for 3rd place. And also Lewis Bassman and Lee Kelly.
Yeah, not trying them out there. And Brand is just behind Nino, and if he makes the overtake, probably Luis Bassman will be trying to defend from Lee, and Brandon probably will get the chance to try and get the gap. So let's see what happens. 3 laps remaining, and plenty of things to still be decided. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what we're going to see, yeah. But right now then, Brandon on a mission. 4th place, lap 24 now out of 27. Not that many laps left remaining of the race. Nino is defending on the inside line. Brand going on the outside.
Like a rocket ship.
Look at Lee Kelly though in the background as well. Lewis. Brand then into 3rd place.
Oh.
Ooh, Nino's gone off. What happened there?
He tried to hold Brand. He made contact with the rear of Brand, causing Brand almost to spun. So yeah,
that's not good. Well, also Lee Kelly, we also missed that, is also ahead now of Lewis Bassman. So at the moment,
I believe Nino and Brand have to work together, to be honest.
Yeah, if they, oh no,
Williams.
Yeah, Traeger then almost loses it. Then he's now under threat now by Fleddy on the outside. So it's hard, even though they're meant to be able to make it to the end. He's struggling with the rear end, so he may be losing a bit of rear end grip in the Williams there. Hopefully he can hold it to score points, because right now the Williams are currently 8th and 10th.
Poor result by the Williams drivers, taking into account what they are capable of.
Yeah, especially, you know, when Matthew and I believe Cameron, was teammates with them, they were constructors and drivers, so, you know, a former constructors team winning. And, you know, Matthew's changed team every season. Maybe Matthew may decide to stay with Alfa Romeo because the Alfa Romeo looks nice. May go Alpine, you never know. So, you know, oh, there goes the cupcake. Brandon Glover has got 3rd place. Lewis Bassman has just picked up a penalty.
Yeah.
The only way Brand loses it is punches.
Yeah, and actually Brand opened the gap to Nino. I mean, so yeah, really solid race by Brand. Really solid, to be honest.
Yeah, I've got to say, solid and a bit of lucky, to be honest. Sandra picks up 5 seconds penalty for speeding in the pits. He's getting penalties now. Left, right, and
Would
centre.
you say it's lucky? I would say the opposite.
Ooh,
As we can see Lee and Nino
Lee and Nino
fighting for
almost
position.
colliding.
Now Lee going around the outside, trying to have the move. Will he try and have a look down the inside? No, he doesn't. And he stays behind Nino, but watch out because Luis is also close. And I think we have a really tasty battle that will go on till the end of the race.
Well, yeah, I did say that Lewis and Lee probably going to fight for the end of the race. It's roughly the same pack. It's been fighting each lap, and then you can just see Lewis, Curtis and Matthew are basically the 2009 bronze in the 2009 season, pulled away with a massive gap. Sondre now gets a 5 second for crossing the pit lane. How many penalties has this guy got? He's let's have a look. He's got 25 seconds. If he gets one more penalty, I believe he is disqualified from Russia. And Lee Taylor.
I actually said we should have made a bet, as we can see the Red Bull try.
He
sends it.
He's got the position. He shoved him off a little bit.
Nino doesn't give up.
But he's coming back. Oh, bit of contact. Lee's almost around. Luis Fassmann making a move.
Luis Fassmann.
He gets the move back. Oh no, this ended in tears for a certain driver. And it was a racing point, I believe. And the hat one's a bit off. Or was it a Renault? I can't remember.
No one. Everyone is still there.
No.
No. Shut up.
It was
Shut up. All right?
Racing point of the McLaren, It ended in tears. But it did end up tears there. So Luis Fassmann then holding 6th place. But look at that straight line speed there he had in there. Mid part of that corner. And he's coming back at the Red Bull.
To be honest, if I was them, I would actually save ERS, try to catch Nino, and on the final lap send it. Watch out for Rocco.
Watch out for Rocco.
Nah, he doesn't have the traction, but will he try to send it on the inside? No, he doesn't. He's really, really close on the rear end of that car. Of that
Alpha there in 10th. Oh, look at where Alpha is. He's in 10th right now. He has no penalties. He is going to get a lot of positions if everyone keeps fighting. So he's going to get a decent lot of points. And same with Fleddy. Yeah, I was going to say same with Fleddy as well.
I mean,
fast lap.
To be honest, I believe that if they stay like that close, they could actually get 5th and 6th respectively. I believe that's quite frankly that's possible. But yeah, let's see what happens. We have a really exciting ending. So, watch out, Luis Fassmann losing the position to the Williams. Oh, that's close. Luis Fassmann having none of it, and they still side by side. Luis Fassmann doesn't give up as he pushes off track, and that doesn't help the guys behind because they need it. Yeah, Brandon trying to have it. Yeah, but that doesn't help the guys without penalties. They need the people, to be close to the guys ahead.
Oh, Brandon's gone off. He's coming back on track. Oh, that could have ended dangerously. As here comes... He just Rocco's out. Rocco is out. He's out. Williams were looking for a double points finish, and Rocco has binned it on the... Well, he's been actually taken out, and last lap was Matthew picks up another penalty. Is he safe? I think he is. Yeah, it's definitely safe.
He is.
Lewis Curtis 8 seconds. So... He is safe. Matthew then coming very soon to the final lap. I don't know why. I think that's Oregon slowly just to be lapped so he can finish this
probably
race.
To not do another lap. He just wants to finish the race.
Brandon then in 3rd place. I did say it was lucky he got there because of the crashes of the Red Bull, but I've got to say he's also done a good job as well. In the 3rd place then. I thought I'd never see Brandon back on the podium unless it's Monaco. But Brandon currently 3rd, and he looks like he's going to hold it.
Yeah. And
we're going to go on board with Matthew actually.
And I believe Alfie and Fleddy will actually jump to 4th and 5th respectively. So really solid race by both of them.
Well, here comes Matthew then, around the final corner, and he's going to take the 2nd win of his season, and that's Russia, number 2 then.
Oh, and only doing the same.
And Lewis Curtis gets 2nd, so that is a 1-2 there for the Alfa Romeo team. That's their first 1-2, and that's the first 1-2 for Lewis Curtis with a teammate this season, and his 2nd podium. He's finally broken that streak, only getting one podium each season. Brandon Glover then, he's coming back to the podium winning ways. He comes into 3rd place, around the final corner, and he takes 3rd in the Mercedes. He will be happy with that result.
Everyone just listening on the last corner.
And Bugatti, you're right, 4th place for Bugatti and Fleddy in 5th,
yeah.
You're correct. And then Lewis in 6th, Lee Kelly 7th, Red Bull Santo gets 8th in the end, still gets points. Brandon in 9th, Williams of Traeger in 10th, Kevin 11th, Nino Romanelli drops to 12th, unlucky there for Nino. Edward will finish in 13th, with Sandra Sohaug round up the grid in 14th place.
I hope there's no debate about driver of the day. For me, clearly, Alfie.
I'm going to go with Sondra Sawyer, you know, I'm racking up the pens now. I'm joking. No, I've got to agree, you know, Alfie and Bran, you know, they've done a good drive, they've been up there, you know, but Bugatti, especially for the debut race.
Exactly, and not only that, because remember, it was not Bran who had the incident at the beginning of the race, it was Alfie. He was at the back of the grid, 5 seconds behind the pack, and he finished 4th. So for me, impressive stuff done by the McLaren driver.
Impressive day, but another impressive day for Matthew Ward. Then takes another win on his championship belt. Basically, he is going for the 5th championship title. Will he do a Michael Schumacher? Will he take 7 and then retire, or will he try and go for 10? Lewis Kirsten takes 2nd place, and Brandon is 3rd. And if Brandon wasn't such a tool and had the England flag and had the GBR flag, then we would have 3 Great Britons on the podium. But that is Brandon's choice of going with the England flag. Well then, here is your official results, unless penalties and stupid stuff do change it later on Tuesday. Matthew Ward takes 1st place, Lewis Kirsten 2nd, Brandon 3rd, Alfie in 4th, Freddie 5th, Lewis Fussman 6th. He actually started there and he finished in 6th place. Lee Kelly 7th, lost 2 positions from today's race. 8th is Santos, lost a lot of positions in 8th place. Brandon Vegas in 9th, Drager in 10th, stayed where he qualified. Kevin Harrison 11th, Nino Romano 12th. Edward 13th, Sondre 14th, Rocco 15th, Ollie 16th, and Cameron Young, the only DNF in today's race, in 17th with a quiet band. So it's unfortunate there for Cameron today, as we thought there was possible rain, but it's been a very good race indeed. And I've got to say, Paco, what was your highlight of the race today?
Well, I mean, we have to both agree the 25-second worth of penalty for Sondre. I mean, that's what I call, you know, doing a mega race.
I have to agree. You know, while we're waiting for the countdown, we will just go on board with Sondre and let's have a look at his race director. And it's just boring penalty.
It's beautiful. I mean, we have to agree, it's beautiful. Like, honestly.
That's only from the bottle out, you know.
And by the way, you said impressive race by Matthew, but the definition of impressive technically isn't something that impresses you. Like, to be honest, it doesn't impress me seeing Matthew Older on the top of the leaderboard, you know, after every race.
That's true.
So yeah.
Well, we do have our first interview. Yeah, I was going to say Brandon is here.
P3.
P3.
Yeah, so
you know, I thought the Mr. Bottle job himself wouldn't get 3rd, but he got a good result today. Well then, Brand. We'll start off with you then.
We'll start off with saying, did you say you were quicker than me in practice, Jared?
Well, you know, I did a 30 flat. You still did a 30.1, but you know, it is what it is. You know, I can still.
Like an alternate strategy. Did you not see me slow down at the last lap?
Oh, I've got to give you that. That was a strategy did well. I thought it wouldn't go as well, but enough of that little bit of banter there. Well then, how do you think your race went, and are you really over the moon with 3rd place?
Yeah, definitely. First stint was just apart from a few battles, I was just on my own. And behind the big soft roller pack, and nothing really happened. But then when I went onto the softs, I realised I'm actually really close to the people ahead, and I could even get 4th, and then Santi crashed. So I was like, oh, I get 3rd here, and I was quite shocked how quick I was on them softs. I didn't expect that, and I definitely didn't think I'd get 3rd. And obviously, first podium this season and for a while, so it's very good for me.
Yeah, I've got to agree. You know, like you were in like your own little world. You had, like, I believe, around about a 3.2 gap to Sondre, who had like a massive train behind. And then there was a massive train in front, which was, I believe, Lewis Fassman, which was holding that. And you were just slowly catching up. And when the medium then started to work, you started really catching up. And then when they pit, you know, your strategy worked out. So, and I believe those softs were working that good because the guys were fighting ahead, and also because their tyres weren't as best. So I think you did a very good job in the race today. And were you expecting to get a 4th or 3rd today, even with that amazing pace on those softs?
No, I mean, I thought I was going to be slow today. Well, like you said, you said you were quicker than me in practice. That's how bad my pace was. So I didn't expect it, but you know, good pace on the softs and a little bit of luck, and yeah, I got the podium.
Yeah, I've got to say, you know, you don't have to be the quickest to get the podium. You know, we've seen Mr. Sondra Saga in the Christmas Classic destroy Matthew, but, you know, we'll just leave it at that. Well, Paco, have you got any questions to ask Mr. Brand?
Next track, is, I believe, it's Silverstone.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. We know that, well, your pace is not the best generally, but how do you think you're gonna do in Silverstone?
Well, recent games I've not gone well there, so I mean, probably back to usual service. You know, scrapping for points maybe, but we'll see what happens. I think.
Well, hopefully you'll be able to finish the race. So yeah, that's it for me. I don't have any more questions for Brandon.
Okay, well, congratulations, Brian, on 3rd place. Good result, and
you.
hopefully you can keep this form for the rest of the season. Well then, Paco, if you want to go on board, start with Lewis Curtis then in 2nd place.
Hello, Luis.
Hello.
You had a really strong performance by getting a strong P2. You had contact with the Red Bull. Could you tell us what happened there? Because from our view was quite confusing, and to be honest, I thought probably it was your fault, but yeah, maybe it was just the perspective. So could you tell us how was it from your POV?
Well, on the straight we did kind of bash wheel, so he moved across on me into my line, and then on the corner he just I think lost it on traction and then spun off. So personally I wouldn't put myself at fault for it, but yeah.
Yeah, probably I'll just need to see both point of views, because from the live stream, sometimes it's confusing. How did you feel? I mean, it seemed like, I don't know if Matthew was sandbagging, just like the Mercs in preseason. But did you feel like you had the pace to try and beat Matthew if it wasn't for those penalties?
If I had DRS, I might have been able to challenge, but he was quick, making quite a few mistakes as well, so it was a bit hard to catch up and stay with him.
Did you try to help him by holding back the Red Bull, since he didn't have any penalties and it seemed like he had the pace to catch Matthew?
Not really. I would just say we had an engine issue.
Well, I'm gonna let Jared ask you the next question if you have any question, Jared, for Luis.
I do actually. Well, it's what I said last week. You said there was no team orders between you and Matthew, and today there was clearly team orders from Matthew's side. Matthew saying probably attack Santi and then push him a little bit to make little mistakes to keep Matthew's win, because Matthew was under threat. Was there actual team orders there? I just want a bit of confirmation if there was.
Well, I don't. I prefer not to speak about it.
There was.
Oh, there was, right. 10 penalty points to Matthew. No, all jokes. The quick question I actually did want to ask you, it is Silverstone next week. How do you feel you're going to do around there, and could you finally get a win under that Alfa Romeo racing team?
Well, my quality pace around Silverstone's not really been strong from my previous experiences, but race pace is normally good, so I'll probably have to put some practice into my one-lap pace round there. And I'll probably pick up a lot of pens in Silverstone.
Okay then. Well, I ain't got any other questions, and I've got to say congratulations on 2nd place. Your first 1-2 of IRL, I believe, ever, and your, I think, second time you've got 2nd place this season on the podium. So I've got to say, good result. And Paco, have you got anything to add before we move on to Matthew?
Nah, not really. Just congratulate Luis for his P2.
Okay then, well, we'll move on to the 4-time champion, Mr. Matthew Older. Well then, Matthew, congratulations on your 2nd race win. You know, it looked like it was under threat, but then the Red Bull driver made a little mistake. How do you feel that went in your race? Were you a bit under pressure that you got a penalty and the Red Bull driver didn't?
I think my main problem was the fact that I put my front wing down too, and that was clearly a bad idea. I didn't really have as much turn as I would have liked at certain points, and I got a couple of warnings which I felt were very harsh. But, yeah.
Well, it is Russia. It's very harsh track on penalties, as we did see Sondra Sohag managed to get 25 seconds worth of penalties, which is just special on a new level. But still, on the topic there, the Red Bull driver, do you feel, even with that tweak with the front wing, do you think he could be a threat this season? Not for the championship, I'm saying, but possible wins which could cost you in like the constructors fight with another team possibly?
Well, he was fast in Abu Dhabi last season, so he does seem to have the general pace. We'll have to see, won't we, if he can hold it for the rest of the tracks, because I've only seen it at Russia and Abu Dhabi. In Russia I was having a lot of problems, and in Abu Dhabi I managed to pull away eventually, so...
That is true. Well then, I've got to just say congratulations on first and all that, and Paco, if you want to ask him the final question if you got any?
Were you worried about losing the win today, or were you calm on the fact that you had some hidden pace that you could use if they caught you in the race?
I was obviously worried because I don't have that hidden pace. That was the problem I had with the wings.
Yeah, the wings.
I do think I was faster than I drove today. I made a lot of mistakes.
Well, in that case, congratulations on your P1. Really deserved. And yeah, that's it for me, Jared. So
okay. Well then, Matthew, Silverstone is the next round. How do you feel you're going to do that? Do you think you could get a third win in a row? You know, are you going to try and get 12 wins this season? But will you get another win in Silverstone, or will you let Lewis Curtis get a little win there at his home race and just you know, sandbag a little bit?
No, I'm not gonna let someone win. If they want it, then they have to get it on their own right. But I'll be going for the win, obviously, just like every other track. So
that's good to hear then, and it's a good answer as well. You know, not letting somebody win. You know, you got to fight for it, which is great to see for the top tier. Well then, thank you for the top three for the podium interviews, and congratulations on the results you got. It's been a very great race, and the highlight from me and Paco is definitely Sandra getting the penalties. Well then, before we close off, Paco, have you got anything to add, or no?
Nah, not really. Well, it was an exciting race, but apart from that, nothing else really.
Okay, well, this has been International Racing League F1 tier round number 2 at Russia. I've been your come to IRL now, and I was Jared Fosbury. Been joined in the booth by Mr. Paco Suarez, or P. Suarez. And also had the podium interviews of Matthew, Lewis Curtis and Brandon Glover. If you guys want to see more action packed for the top tier, join us Saturday next week on Saturday, 4:30 time, which is still getting used to. But if you want to see some more action packed for tomorrow, F2 and F3 4:30 UK time. It's a very interesting championship for both tiers, and then FP on Wednesday 8. If you enjoyed this, have a good time, and see you guys next time. Goodbye.